In fact, I would say that not only is it a way of society coping with change and dealing with all of the aspects flowing on, but it also is a perfect substitute religion. In fact, I would even say that it isn't substitute religion, it is religion, complete with ideology, values. I mean it in an extremely positive way. And you have your Christ-like heroes, whether it be Mr. Spock, or you have your devil characters like the Joker from Batman, who is dueling with the version of Christ, the hero figure in Batman. It's complete with supernatural powers. The whole thing is there. And as people move, especially young people, are moving away from organized religions, the substitute religions, the cults, we even use that, which is a religious term. We use that term as well. That people are moving into these new substitute forms of religion, and that says a lot about, first of all, our traditional values and how they're failing us, and how people really are thirsty, desperate to make some real meaning in their lives. And it's people who are into these sort of activities are actually pioneers in their attempts to come to grips with the conflicts that we're facing in a changing society.
What do you all think about that?
A lot of us don't agree.
No?
Do not agree. I don't.
Somebody up the back was trying to make a point.
Yeah. True some of the time. That's true for some people. But the thing that's being forgotten here, when you say science fiction is escapism, is that science fiction 2 or 3 decades ahead of the rest of the world talked about the bomb, pollution, greenhouse effect, overpopulation. Every problem we have was all used in science fiction when the rest of the world heard about it. So you can't call it escapism if it deals with, and the TV science fiction does it in a very glossy way, the books in a more serious way. But if they're dealing with those problems, you can't call it escapism. And you can't call it substitute religion if it's actually looking at the real world.
So what is it then?
It's all those things.
It's all of those.
For different
It is a cult.
We follow it though. It is. It's religious going to Hoyt's every Friday. It is.
That is religious.
That's religious. Every Friday since May 26th, it's religious.
Professor Waters, is there anything dark or sinister about trying to escape into fantasy? I mean, we're talking about fantasy here as opposed to science fiction in the purest sense.
Well, I've learned a new word tonight, fandom. I think that if you escape into fantasy through fandom, that doesn't have any real negative connotations. There are certainly people who escape, closet themselves in a room and become preoccupied with something and basically cut off their, cut off the relationships, cut off the rest of the outside world. I think that has a whole different meaning, but the people here aren't like that. At least they don't seem to be. They seem to be pretty outgoing people who enjoy having fun and who've got a reasonably well socialised way of doing it.
All right, well, just tell me to finish. I mean, what do you all make of the real world?
Reality is for people who can't handle science fiction.
Well, just to close, Ian McLean's got a nice story about the problems that arise when you get members of different clubs actually getting together and marrying.
Well, it's...
Sort of inbreed.
Yeah, I suppose it's a little bit materialistic, but the thing that often concerns me, you have somebody in fandom, they've got a rather large collection, they meet a girl that they really like, she's got a very large collection too. They marry, why start buying 2 of everything? But what worries me is if ever they get divorced, who gets the stuff?
Who gets custody of the costumes? Yeah. All right, thank you very much for coming along, Gavin and Andrew, and thank you for coming along too. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me. Who's got you?
Scotty, go, through.